We've seen Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and now we have also we also have the pleasure to see Tiffany Stratton as Tiffany arrived with Gallows and Anderson as a part of the DLC, and this is Tiffany Stratton's debut as a part of the WWE 2K23 content on the channel, or at least singles content, as Tiffany Stratton will unquestionably be a member of the Women's Royal Rumble, as very likely Indy Hartwell will also be a member of the Women's Royal Rumble as well. But that's then, this is now singles action. Tiffany Stratton in her first taste of competition in WWE 2K23. Last year, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae teamed up against Dakota Kai and Io Sky at Survivor Series in the first, and thus far only, women's tag team Iron Man match for the women's tag team titles. After a long-standing rivalry between Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae going against Damage Control, the rivalry came to a head at Survivor Series, and honestly, we haven't seen much of Indy Hartwell since, but a Meteora from Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany only gets a 1 count. Indy Hartwell was pretty much the previous regime of NXT before Tiffany Stratton started taking off, and then Tiffany took over NXT once Indy Hartwell went up to the main roster, and a missile dropkick from Tiffany Stratton lands right on the button on Indy Hartwell, but Tiffany only gets a 1 count. Into the corner goes Indy Hartwell. Handspring, splash by Tiffany Stratton. Picture perfect by Tiffany Stratton. Running hip attack by Tiffany Stratton as Indy goes to the outside. I mean, it looks like Indy Hartwell is going penny rich and pound foolish by trying to do everything she can to keep herself in this matchup, as Tiffany Stratton may have taken a little too much time, and she did take a little too much time getting herself secured back on that top rope. Tiffany is now falling victim, or was falling victim, to Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell takes her down with a lariat, as Indy is now in control of Tiffany Stratton. Those, I can say, are unquestionably shoulder blocks. Or, I'm wrong. Those are not unquestionably shoulder blocks. Those are short arm clotheslines. Shows how much I know. Quick kick out by Tiffany Stratton, though, from Indy Hartwell. Indy is going after the knee, the hamstring. Oh, Tiffany Stratton is Indy Hartwell. Big elbow drop by Indy Hartwell. Tiffany's on the outside, and so is Indy Hartwell. Eyes are glazed over. And Indy Hartwell, Indy went for a back suplex, but Tiffany Stratton reversed her. Drops her with a Hurricane Rana. Straight kick by Tiffany Stratton. Snap suplex by Tiffany. Tiffany is taking her to Indy on the outside. Into the step. I thought she was going into the steps, but I guess it was mistimed. Tiger suplex. I believe that's a tiger suplex, or it might have been a dragon suplex. I sometimes get them confused, but a European uppercut gets Indy Hartwell back in control. Squats with in the suplex position. A show of insane power from Indy Hartwell to be able to do squat thrusts with Tiffany Stratton up in that position, and Tiffany Stratton needs the ring post. Tiffany Stratton needs the ring post. Indy Hartwell got to get her back in the ring as the referee's counting to the count of 8. Big elbow drop to the small of the back off the top rope from Indy Hartwell. Tiffany Stratton springs up out of nowhere. Forearm shiver rocks Indy Hartwell, but Tiffany Stratton gets reversed. Tiffany's getting back up. Indy knocks her back down. Tiffany's getting back up. I think Indy's trying to do something from the apron. Dropkick takes down Indy Hartwell. Roll up. No matter how theatrical she is, or how show-offy she is with that roll up, it doesn't matter when it's a rope break. Back to the textbook suplex. The longer that Indy Hartwell keeps her elevated, the more blood runs to the head of Tiffany Stratton, so it not only affects her when she drops, but it affects her when she's in the air. Down goes Tiffany Stratton. Indy Hartwell is taking it to Tiffany Stratton right now. Down goes Tiffany Stratton again. Tiffany rolls to the outside, though. Tiffany takes Indy Hartwell, rams her into the announcer's table, not the barricade. Sorry, habit. Rocked her, knocks her back, but Indy Hartwell with a standing Spanish fly catches what I only can presume to be a clothesline. The power from Indy Hartwell, the power that Indy Hartwell is showing in this matchup, it is something we have not seen from Indy super often from what I remember. But again, I haven't seen Indy Hartwell in action since last November or last October when we did Survivor Series. Down goes Indy Hartwell by Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany does not want to win her debut match on the channel by a count out. But Indy got her back in the ring at the count of 7, I do believe. Quick kick out from Indy Hartwell, though, after Tiffany shut the half and went for the lateral press. Indy gets reversed. Again, now Tiffany's going after the hamstring. Wait a second. Hammerlock, reverse DDT by Indy Hartwell. Hammerlock, reverse DDT by Indy Hartwell. And Indy, big springboard elbow drop by Indy Hartwell. Springboard elbow drop by Indy Hartwell. You know what happens next. Indy's looking for the lateral press. As Indy hit the springboard elbow. 2, and Indy Hartwell only gets a 2 count as somehow Tiffany Stratton finds her way out of it. Tiffany's fighting up. Tiffany fought herself up, but Indy Hartwell blocks her. Tiffany blocks her back. Zigzag by Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany's measuring her for a second. Float over. Rolling fireman's carry by Tiffany Stratton. Best moonsault ever by Tiffany Stratton. The BME by Tiffany Stratton. But Indy Hartwell pops the shoulder up, and the ferocity from the anger and frustration that Tiffany Stratton is feeling right now is felt. You could feel it. The amount of anger and frustration that Tiffany Stratton was feeling that Indy Hartwell kicked out. You can feel it. But she can't let it get to her. She's got the momentum, especially after Indy missing that shotgun dropkick. That springboard shotgun dropkick, I should say. O'Connor roll by Tiffany Stratton. Lateral press. Tiffany Stratton only gets a 2 count as Indy Hartwell finds a way out of it and kicks out again. Facebuster. Or side slam, whatever you want to call it. Tiffany is going on the outside. Tope Atomico. Or Tope Atomico. Or a variation of said maneuver. I don't know what Tiffany was going for there, but whatever she had planned, Indy Hartwell reversed her. Meteora by Tiffany. Meteora by Tiffany. Ladder of press. Indy Hartwell kicked out. Indy Hartwell kicked out. Tiffany's going back up top. Frog splash. Frog splash. Ladder of press. Indy Hartwell popped the shoulder up again. Indy popped the shoulder up again. And the ferocity, the anger from Tiffany Straton is reflected in that kickout. The anger from Tiffany Straton is reflected in that kickout and a poorly timed BME attempt from Tiffany Straton. A poorly timed BME attempt by Tiffany Straton. Mistimed how far Indy Hartwell was away, and she ends up landing flat on her stomach. Mistiming after mistiming that BME. But Indy Hartwell took that opportunity to take advantage of the mistimed BME, and now Indy Hartwell gets the victory. Indy Hartwell defeats Tiffany Straton in her singles debut here on the channel. With that being said, this is a big win for Indy Hartwell, as it gives her the opportunity to say she defeated Tiffany Straton in her debut, and it gains her momentum as we are on the road to WrestleMania. And now, with the fact that we are past the Royal Rumble, one champion's challenger is decided, but that doesn't mean that the other champion will not be on the card. It just means the challenger hasn't been decided yet. So there's a big opening for somebody like Indy Hartwell to get the biggest opportunity of their career, challenging for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. With that being said, that is it from me, and I will see you in the next one.